Convergent Nation, how is everyone? Welcome. Hopefully, you guys are having a great week. Listen, next week, next Thursday, September 3rd, can you believe it's September, at 10 a.m. Central Time, we're going to have Nation News Live. And looking forward to everyone around the world joining this and getting an update on what has happened in the company over the past few months since the last meeting we had back in May. That was such a success that we've decided to continue this series and continue to try and bring this news and this updates to as many colleagues directly as we can. So super excited about it. Marketing team has done a tremendous job of pulling together countless colleagues from around the globe to give and share their stories. I think you'll really be inspired by them. And, we'll have a little bit of fun and laughter along the way, too, and hear on the great progress of our company through this incredibly difficult time of the coronavirus and the global pandemic. And certainly something that, I think we all look at 2020 and say, glad it's over. Right. This might be the first time I've ever seen, be happy that the summer is coming to an end and we're getting closer, hopefully week by week, if not month by month, to a vaccine that will allow us as a world to get back to a little bit more of whatever the normal will be at that point. So, a lot of progress from that standpoint, a lot of things to update. I'm really, really happy to report that the number of intakes or the number of colleagues that have been reporting potential exposure to coronavirus continues to trend down dramatically, which is excellent. Today, we have 5 colleagues that here in the U.S. anyway that are currently quarantined. Thankfully, not significantly ill, but quarantined, and which continues a nice trend that we're seeing here in the U.S. Obviously, a lot of work still to be done. You read and you hear that people are concerned about the fall. I actually think the fall is going to be really interesting, and because so many people are continued to follow the good practices of social distancing. Two. We're going to encourage everyone this year more than ever to get the flu shot. I think that's really critical, and across society, it's going to be super important to do that. And we're working to make that and facilitate people being able to access and easily get a flu shot this year. So more to come on that as time goes on, but definitely something that will be very important. And just in general, people just being a little bit more cautious. I actually think that, through the fall, hopefully we'll continue to see this. That's my opinion. It's not scientific knowledge or anything like that, but, we've been pretty, I think we've been fortunate as an organization in totality, but certainly, we've suffered, tremendously as well, with lots of colleagues being impacted by this. Obviously, tragic loss of one of our colleagues, and so it continues to be more important than ever to continue to practice those safe social distancing and just be wise. And if you do, we'll get through this thing together. Today, I'm going to introduce here shortly Barry Yatzor, who leads our fire business, and Jim Madson, who joined us this summer. I actually had the great opportunity earlier this year to interview him on a park bench in Providence, Rhode Island, because we couldn't meet anywhere else. But Jim joins our fire team that has just continued to drive incredible results. And, when we think about it, it was actually the very first order our company got was on August 14th, so just over 19 years ago now, and it was a fire order. And I always laugh because Barry tells a story that they got the order and then they realized they had no one to install this. So they all looked where, you can imagine these the original 10 guys looking around and saying, who's going to go up the ladder? I don't know how to do this, right? So it was, I'm sure there was some good moments at that point, but it was the first order, and obviously our fire business now has grown to be a really critical part of what we offer. And we've made huge progress in this area. We've done tremendously from an organic growth standpoint. We've expanded into offerings in the data centers now, which are driving some really tremendous growth, really complex situations, and super proud of the team because at every city that we're in, it seems that our team gets involved in some of the most complex and challenging fire opportunities that are out there. I think the great opportunity in front of us now, and this is where we're asked Jim to join us, and he brings tremendous fire background and business development on the fire side and national accounts background. he's going to help our team really leverage the next phase. And what I mean by that is when we look at many of our CTCs today in the fire business they do a tremendous job, but we don't take advantage necessarily of the reach that we have across the country to come together and help some of the national accounts. And it's not quite the same as on the security side, but there are definitely national opportunities on fire basis, and we can use our scale, our reach, our depth of knowledge and ability to execute to work and create new opportunities that might not have been available to us in the not too distant past. So Jim's going to work and focus with our CTCs on that and continuing to drive new opportunities in the fire side of our business that you'll hear from Barry here shortly that just some incredible growth numbers over the past few years. And I think as we look to really leverage the national reach that we have, will allow us to fight through what I'm sure are going to be some headwinds as people figure out how to navigate the new world post-COVID. So Barry, why don't you take it away? Everyone else, have a wonderful weekend, stay well, and look forward to seeing everyone in Nation News Live next Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Be well, everyone.
Thanks, Ken, and hello, everyone. With 40 years in the industry, that includes over 19 with Convergint as colleague number 2, I couldn't be prouder to help lead development of the fire alarm and communications business we've built. We've experienced exceptional growth and have some of the best professionals in the business at all levels of the company, with success driven unquestionably by the depth of talent in our CTCs. Over the last 2 years alone, we've experienced huge year-over-year growth with 2019 sales of over $180 million. In 2018, we had 50% growth with 32% organic, which is our existing CTCs, and 18% through acquisition. In 2019, we had even greater growth at 58%, with 22% organic and 36% through acquisition. As for 2020, you may be wondering how the business fared the past several months while we've all been impacted by COVID-19. Through the first half of 2020, we've grown 15% year over year, driven by service and the technology, healthcare, and property management sectors, and in no small part due to our frontline colleagues who have continued serving the critical life safety needs of our customers. This dedication has been nothing less than remarkable. And so I'd like to send a special thank you to the business development, sales, engineering, project management, coordinators, specialists, inspectors, installers, and others that are responsible for this success, and to everyone that supports them. Now, as many of you know, Edwards is a key partner and the cornerstone of our fire alarm technology offering. In 2019, Edwards introduced the moniker of National Partner for Convergint, reflecting our coast-to-coast footprint. And earlier this year, we introduced Edwards as our technology partner for the entire Canadian market. As a result, Convergint is and will continue to be Edwards' largest customer in North America. So we now have more North American CTCs participating in the fire business than ever, allowing us to serve customers we simply couldn't before. Overall, we have a lot of untapped potential and market growth opportunity. Question is, how will we get there? Continued CTC investment will be essential, of course, together with CDC support and leadership. To that end, I'd like to introduce Jim Madson, who recently joined us in CDC as Director of Fire Alarm Business Development. Jim, take it away.
Thank you, Barry and Ken, and hello, Convergint Nation. With the tremendous growth we've had in fire over the last couple of years and the success you've had in this difficult year, you certainly have a lot to be proud of. I am Jim Madson, and I too am a 40-year veteran in the fire and life safety industry, which includes the last 2 months I've been with Convergint, and that makes me colleague number 5,887. And I'm extremely excited to be here. This is a great opportunity. My role with Convergint is all about growing the fire business. When you look at the growth we've had over the last couple of years with the expanded number of CTCs across North America and the capabilities within those CTCs, and you couple that with what some of our major competitors are doing in the fire industry, our growth opportunities are absolutely endless. In the short period of time I've been with Convergint, I've come to realize we have 3 types of CTCs as it pertains to fire. We have some CTCs that are very strong in all aspects of the fire business. Some are in the business in a moderate way, and some CTCs aren't in the fire business at all. But what we do know is where we have dedicated sales leadership, operations and service colleagues focused on the fire business every day, we will absolutely grow. Our growth opportunities are going to come from the bottom up as well as the top down. A couple of those strategies would include, continuing to invest in those CTCs that excel in fire by adding sales and execution capacity so we can be winning new customers and pursuing competitive CSPs and deepening our penetration into those markets. And then begin adding dedicated sales colleagues to those CTCs that have the ability to support them. And then from a top-down perspective, we have extremely strong relationships with strategic and global security customers where we can begin selling fire CSPs and installing new systems, as well as teaming with the vertical market initiatives for SLED, banking, data centers, and certainly the government sector. And finally, when you consider the number of CTCs we have in our North American footprint, we are extremely well positioned to begin building a national accounts program to provide services, new installation, and retrofits for customers nationwide. In closing, I would just like to say we're off to a very good start in the fire business despite the pandemic. I congratulate the entire Convergint Nation and specifically our fire colleagues. Thank you very much and have a great weekend.